Under a bit of pressure to get the ball out there. Now they have got it and eventually will get over the halfway line. Picked up by Andrea Moore. Moore goes across this left hand side.
So this is Rowan Fitzpatrick. She's deadly. Grace Ferguson would need to be able to slow her down.
The ball out that side, out the right hand side, and it will be a free back in. Paddy Og checking something there on the far side. I think he's okay. Nothing to do with us. Paddy Og, of course, the secretary of the Armagh ladies now, better known for his exploits with the men over the years. Mo Nerney, vastly experienced player, golden boot winner, of course, takes this free, drops it in, and the goalkeeper just gets a knock onto it, and it's not a good touch from Manachar, but they do manage to clear their lines indisputably.
Just a little bit frantic there, but I suppose when Caroline O'Hanlon gets on it, she'll settle it down.
She settles it down. Good work again from Lauren McConville. Great performance from her. And look at the run here from Louise Kenny out this right hand side. She made her debut in the National League against Cavan this year and certainly playing well already. Immediately going on the offensive. The ball out to Lavery on the far side. It will come back across here. To be fair to Laois, they deal with the problem and they will try and clear their lines, and the referee for this afternoon is getting proceedings or getting the play going on the far side. Missed to see who was the referee this afternoon. We'll check on that for you as well in a moment or two. Ball comes across. Nice pass inside there to Maher. And Laois on the offensive field in their familiar blue jerseys. Late replacement coming in there this afternoon is Orla Hennessy. There's three replacements. You need Farley, Granule Lawler and Orla Hennessy in the starting lineup for Laois, while in comes number 20 Catherine Marley, Niamh Reel, and as we said earlier on there, Caroline O'Hanlon. But it is a free now for Laois. Away to our left hand side as we look out here of our facilities, and that was going to drop wide, so early setback from a Laois point of view.
Yeah, I suppose they're depending an awful lot there on Mo, and I suppose it really would have been a right-footed free taker that should have took that, but they obviously don't have it.
Last minute change to the Armagh team prior to the commencement of the game. Everfi Hachet, number 26.
And play continues on that far side.
Laois are very, very quick to close Armagh down, I have to give them that.
They are, and credit to them. James.
So Caroline O'Hanlon putting the ball into Amy Mackin, a signature move here.
Nice ball on the left hand side, and Mackin, so accurate, so deadly, so assured.
Yeah, like when you've got someone like that, you're going to put the ball into her, and Laois will struggle to keep her at bay.
She had a sort of an off day last week. She still scored 3 goals and a couple of points, but she missed a few frees, and that must be a bit unsettling for her.
Look, Amy will take it on her stride. Look, I mean, she's overcome a cruciate injury. She's mentally tough now. I mean, like, if I scored that, I'd been happy enough. So, look, she just moves on to the next game and just knows how she can service Armagh. That's all she thinks about.
Ball out this through the centre once again. Nice run from Moore down this left-hand side. The ball will continue, and the free is going to be awarded. It was a heavy challenge here in Galvin, but she's okay. And
both teams are physical here.
Two physically strong sides, no doubt about that. And conditions reasonably good as well. Bit of a breeze, but not too bad.
No, it's perfect weather because it's not too warm. It's the perfect weather you want to be playing in.
And the free already taken, and Armagh have to do a wee bit of defending here with Anna Healy picking it up, getting it out that far side to Maher. And all of a sudden, Laois starting to settle into a wee bit of a rhythm there as well, looking a wee bit more composed with the ball.
They're quite well organised, Paddy, aren't they?
From that frenetic start that they had. Look at the run down this near side from Moore as well. Will it come her direction? It goes to 17 there. That's Farley.
I suppose everybody's learned an awful lot from Meath, and it's kind of the game of patience.
Absolutely, although Meath wouldn't be saying that yesterday after their loss to Kerry, but immediately it's turned over, and all of a sudden you just see the wee injection of pace and a bit of sharpness from an Armagh point of view. Challenge comes in, 2 players coming in there on the Armagh player, and that the play is continuing. And again, the run down this near side from Moore. She seems to be the out for this Laois side, but it's a wayward pass. Aoife McCoy picks it up, or almost picked it up there, and it goes back to the headband wearing number 10, Galvin. Galvin through the centre there to Ronnie Fitzpatrick. Great quality player. Fitzpatrick back to Galvin. The referee says she overcarries, and it will be a free in. And
good
Armagh
hassling.
will be happy enough.
Yeah, good hassling by Aoife McCoy there. You know, I mean, she works tirelessly for Armagh, and it's hard for players to come up against that in a forward.
Lovely ball out this right hand side. The opportunity continues as McCoy. Nice ball inside. Does well. Takes a return pass. Will go to the ground. The referee looks at this one. The pass hasn't went away. McConville gets a shot in, and it goes wide. Could have been a call for a penalty there.
It could have been, but to be fair, that's the kind of game he's been playing. I know it hasn't been on long, but he does like a wee bit of physicality and let the advantage play. Hard enough, I think, though. And I can't be biased, though.
I'm going to say you're a wee bit biased there, but no, it was a quality move. But she rode the challenge well as well.
But before that, even the slick hand passing, that pass from Louise Kenny into, it was really good movement.
Good movement from an Armagh point of view. They do lead 3 points to no score. Ball inside. This is the first real attack that Laois have got going in this one. Havel. Back it comes to Galvin. Galvin the whole way back then to Maher. Maher just runs into an orange and black wall in front of her there and finds that they're going tough. It goes back to Healy. Healy out this near side then to Mourne, who's made a couple of great runs in the early exchanges of this one, but can't find a way through, and Ellen Healy has to return it to Maher, and it goes out that far side once again, where Anna Healy will try and break forward and try and engineer something. Taking the return pass is Ellen Healy. Looks up to see is there any options on, but she has to try and jink away from the marker. Does well. See the ball was almost through there to Fitzgerald, but it was well cut out by a well-able defence once again. Yeah,
there's Clodagh McCambridge. She reads the ball so well. I mean, I think Laois were surprised that they got as far up into the corner there.
Great performance through this league campaign from McCambridge, no doubt about that. And immediately the defence goes into attack, but Laois equal to the challenge there. The number 18 coming out was Lawler. Another one of those experienced heads about this Laois side. They've been knocking on the door for a few seasons now. Fitzgerald's made a run down into the way up the park looking for possession of the ball almost over the halfway line. That's the full forward. It's out that far side with Kelly.
Yeah, Laois seem to just be playing two up front.
I'm going to be happy with it. Laura Nearney picks it up to Fitzpatrick out the far side. She's been closed down though and finding the going tough over there. Goes to the ground onto the challenge, and the referee said there wasn't coming together, and he will give the free to Laois. A lot of talk from the management there down below us. Laois management want the team to move forward.
I think they're trying to get them to keep the width.
I think it's the pace too, because every time they're very, very patient, but it's not working for them. They're hesitant with the ball.
It takes a lot of concentration to be that patient.
Absolutely. Mackin tries to give the pass away there, but recovered it back into control again. Jinks away from the marker, two around her. Over carry, says the referee.
I don't know about that now.
Healy and Moran came across there, and Amy Mackin, well, she's a bit of complaining about it, but it's not going to work out in this occasion. And down this near side, the stand side here at the box at Athletic Grounds, come Laois once again. Nice ball from Maher. Maher's through pass then to Hennessy. Out this near side, it'll come to the full forward, Sarah Ann Fitzgerald. A lot of ground between her and the goals, though. Fitzgerald thought about the shot and tried to put the pass through once again, and McConville was equal to it. Read the danger well, done very well, and then immediately they turned defence into attack. That they've done so often in this league campaign, unbeaten yet, and top of the table alongside Tipperary, and they're good value for that, there's no doubt about that. They're on the attack again. Always seen with a player over. Challenge comes in, rates a challenge well, does the number 20 there, Marley. Out this right hand side once again it comes.
Yeah, Armagh taking the right options here because the shot wasn't on, and that's their experience showing here.
Real to Marley, to O'Hanlon, and that is experience talking there. O'Hanlon picks it up, lays it inside, quick hands from her. The run continues, back it comes to Real. Steadied herself for a split second, thought about the shot, gets it inside then to Coleman. Coleman running into a wall then, and it goes back out again to Real. Jinks away from, or to Marley, jinks away from the marker and gets the ball out to O'Hanlon. And O'Hanlon drops it in, but O'Hanlon drops it wide. A couple of wides early in this encounter. But as it stands, 3 points to no score. Remarkably low scoring, despite both sides of it plenty of ball.
It is, yeah, but I suppose it's a very physical game and it's to and fro in here. And as you say, it's defence turned into attack back and forth.
But there seems to be a wee bit more pace about Armagh.
Well, there is, yeah.
There's no doubt about that as they're on the attack here once again at Laois. But
it's their reading of the ball, Armagh. They're always in the right place at the right time.
And they've always seemed to have that extra player. And that extra player is Marley out this near side. She takes possession of the ball. She'll drive straight through. She drops it over the top. But it's a wee bit too much on it. And it will be intercepted there by Laura Nerney.
Wasn't a great pass now by Marley. The pass should have been to Louise Kenny in my thoughts.
Absolutely, and at the end of the day they do still get possession of the ball. It goes to Grace Ferguson across that far side. This is a settled looking Armagh side as well. When you look at the team lineups even from the first day against Cavan, very few changes. They're on the attack again. Lavery on that far side.
That's more Caroline O'Hanlon there.
That's a fine score from
Lavery.
O'Hanlon. Good score from Lavery, and O'Hanlon involved again. It's just a wee, it's just that wee bit of experience.
It's nicer to see Eve Lavery out in the wing now because I think that's where she flourishes much more rather than being in that midfield role.
We'll be happy with that start, that's for sure. And a good crowd watching this one this afternoon. The hurlers were on here earlier on this afternoon in the Alliance National Hurling League and recorded a victory. Could be a double day of joy for the Armagh fans here this afternoon after disappointment in the Men's Alliance League last night. They lost to Kerry.
Orla Hennessy, the number 19 in for Laois, very lively, always first to the breaking ball and things, so she's deserving of her place there, I think.
They'll be happy. Be a bit of an injury, but a bit of a delay there for Laura McConville. James, you chat to Jimmy? You chat to Jimmy? There was no video coming through.
So quick ball from Laois here. Build up through the hands.
Ball picked up by Nerney. Nerney lays it off. That's neat play, but she runs into Caroline O'Hanlon and very little she can do. This is picked up then by Moran. Moran inside once again. Mo Nerney's made a good run as well, but it's going to be a long range effort coming from Fitzpatrick, and that one will go away wide as well.
Like there's 10 Armagh players in that defence.
They always seem to have we said this last week as well. They always just seem to have that extra player able to drop in.
Yeah, and look, they've obviously worked on their fitness because to be able to do that up and down roll, like Niamh Reel's up there, Eve Lavery's up there, and then to get back up in the forward line. McCoy
does well, takes possession of the ball, and immediately players roll forward in those orange jerseys. Armagh on the offensive here once again. Reel from distance. Shooting boots not on just yet, but the opportunities coming for Armagh in this round 5 encounter. We've played almost 15 minutes and it's just 4 points to no score. The biggest threat so far though, certainly from Armagh. We'll be happy with the way they've started. Ball inside to Moran. She does well. There's 4 round Moran. The referee says she was pushed.
Yeah, Armagh will not be happy there because they're pushing up on this kick out and they're not getting enough return for it.
And they should have there because there are 4 of them around that ball.
Yeah.
They'll be happy though with the start. 4-0. Ball out this near side. Work still to be done and it's not kept in play there. I thought the number 11 Maher was going to risk herself going down in that AstroTurf down below us there. Armagh turn it over. Mackin's made a good run through the centre. So Mallon lays it off neatly to Marley. Marley back to Mallon and goes the whole way back to McConville. McConville to Marley. O'Hanlon's made a good run there. She's just ghosting around there as well, looking for the loose ball. But
just not enough pace off the shoulder from Armagh there to break the Laois tackle.
Coleman couldn't get really grips on the ball, and Laois turn it over with Healy on the far side. Laying it back, taking the return, moving it forward to Maher.
Then Laois's counter-attack's too slow and Armagh get back.
Limited movement from them, there's no doubt about that, and that's causing themselves problems here. You're watching the Lidl National Football League Round 5 clash here from the Boxed Athletic Grounds. It's Armagh against Laois, the league leaders, against the Laois side who are currently sitting at mid-table and will be keen to get a few points on the board earlier on this afternoon. A victory for Tyrone against Westmeath, that moved them away from the danger zone for the time being. But Armagh very much in the box seat here at Boxit Athletic Grounds. Ball out the far side to Healy. Goes to ground. Takes a return pass inside. Gets us promising. And that looks to be an effort. And that looks to be their first point of the afternoon from Mo Nearney.
Yeah, that was very good. A really nice slick hand pass, like threading the eye of the needle there into Mo, and she did the needful.
Ball short to Kenny. Shane O'Neill's player.
Armagh are very quick on their restarts, even from sideline balls.
Good performance last week from Emily Drews, and she's challenged in that one, and that'll be a free. Some of the supporters calling for
I think that's her daddy.
But early on just for that one, but it wasn't nasty enough or a heavy enough challenge.
It
Not
was
nasty, heavy more than anything else, and it will be a free. And Caroline O'Hanlon back wearing Armagh colours, of course, was away at netball duty last week. Was just taking her time, easing herself back in, and of course it's not that long. Keep it to the championship does come round. Of course, April isn't far away.
Yeah, and I mean, like, they have to manage these players. So, you know, if you're playing dual sports, you know, it's up to the management to manage that. I know Caroline won't love it, but
that ball has went out down below us, and it will be line ball taken to Mourne. As you say, that it's okay playing a couple of sports, but it's not just easy at this stage.
Look,
there's no doubt about
you know,
that.
and Caroline's an experienced player, and I mean, you know, she looks after herself so well. But when you get older, it gets a wee bit harder.
Absolutely, and Fitzpatrick picks this one up through the middle. Look at the run down this near side as well from Orla Hennessy, but she's a lot of work still to do. She gets the ball inside, but it's not enough. And the management down below, as they react to that one, and immediately Armagh turn it over. They've nobody really up front just yet, but they're now stretching
Kelly's made
forward.
a good run there.
Picked up by Mackin. Mackin's ball out this right-hand side once again, and it's really Route 1 stuff ball. Lovely hands to Ethan McCoy. McCoy's got Mackin for company. Mallon's there too. Comes back to Mackin, and that one has went wide again. She just hasn't the shooting boots on yet, but the movement was good.
The movement was very good.
Limited with the numbers around her, but they done the right thing.
Yeah, they did. Look, and I mean, it'll come. You just keep trying to do the right thing, and Amy will be disappointed with that, but she'll make up for it somewhere along the line.
Armagh supporters have turned out in block to watch this one this afternoon, and it's great to see a big crowd watching ladies football, because the girls deserve it. Kate, there's no doubt about that.
Of course they do. I know they put in as much work as the men do, and I mean, you know, it's a testament to the times. You know, people have daughters, people have nieces, and you know, they want to see those players being supported as well as the men. I
suppose the fact that the men were out last night, maybe it's an opportunity for a Sunday afternoon out. Here come Armagh again, long range ball inside, an opportunity, and it's turned in, and it just comes off the post from Amy Mackin. That was some chance.
Oh, that was a real chance. Yeah, look, great vision from Kelly. They do this on the training field. Look, you can see she didn't even have to look. She knew she was there. But look, as long as the intention is right, it will come.
She just hovers about there, and all of a sudden that wee turn, boom, away she goes. But good score, or a good effort. No score coming off it, but still a good effort from the Armagh side.
Yeah, Laois are playing a really high-risk game here with such a short kick-out.
They definitely are. And especially with forwards of the quality that Armagh have around them, it's always going to be very, very dangerous. But they have possession of the ball now. Try and work it up the park. That's probably the mantra coming from the management, as Maher looks out this near side, gets it to Fitzpatrick, and Fitzpatrick gets it to the other Fitzpatrick. That's Sarah Ann, or Fitzgerald rather, down below us, takes possession of the ball. Nice piece of play. Fitzpatrick now trying to get away from the marker. Ball across to Fitzgerald. Running into just the defence, and defence equal to the challenge.
Good tackling by Emily Drews there.
Drews getting back into the mix again. Good play around the middle of the park, around the half back line there from Armagh. Danger isn't averted, and it will be a free in here for Laois.
Yeah, I have to compliment Laois on their hand passing. Very, very good passing to the chest. And I noticed that in ladies football, you know, it's an awful lot sometimes over the head, or it doesn't make the chest. It's quite good hand passing.
Nice ball out that far side. And they've always just seemed to have... always just seemed to have that extra player. Good passage of play here from their point of view once again.
Good refereeing as well.
McCoy takes possession of the ball. Gets fouled in the process.
And Catherine Marley's free on the wing here.
There always just seem to be that extra player. As you said, though, Kiva, maybe not as sharp as it could be with getting the ball away, but still fast. Mallon just can't take control of that. Runs into the challenge. It will be a free out from an Armagh point of view as we reach the 22nd minute. Unbelievable. 4-1 And the time absolutely flying. It's end
But
stuff.
yes, it's still an enthralling game.
Yeah, Morgan. You just think if Laois could get some big score in this one, it may change the complexion of it, but they certainly do need something. They found the going tough. Referee says that Chris Ferguson overcarried the ball. The Ballyhagan player will not be happy with that. The supporters aren't happy with that either. And, well, it will be a free.
Great strength from Aaron Fitzpatrick, though, and if that's a game the ref's going to let play, they're going to have to exploit it to get further, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is two physically strong sides, Kiva.
Yeah, but look, at the end of the day, it didn't put Grace Ferguson off her stride either, you know.
It's good play from both sides in this one,
Yeah.
and it is an intriguing encounter despite it being 4 points to 1. There's still opportunities. Nerney driving forward. Nerney's always involved. They're trying to get the pass forward, touching the ground.
Yeah, good
referee
call.
says Laura McConville has it at her feet, the Cross McLean player, and takes the free across that far side once again, and Armagh come out in numbers. Very patient, but always clinical. Ball trying to find Mallon. Can't take possession of the ball, does well. Referee says she put her foot through, and it will be a free out. And that signalling where it's to be taken from. We have, as I said, played 23 minutes at the Box at Athletic Grounds in Armagh. Good conditions for this one, slight breeze. And free being taken now.
Yeah, dicey
Laois.
enough one because there's not many options here.
I was going to say she has limited options really around her, and they don't take possession of the ball, and it's picked up by Coleman. Coleman over the top, nice pass inside to McCoy. McCoy intelligently puts it out that far side. Shot comes in from Lowry from distance. That one will go wide, but very intelligent play.
Yeah, Aoife McCoy, like she's been around, she knows, and that was a real good flick on to Eve Lavery. Disappointing she didn't put it over, but
O'Hanlon's shown a few netball skills this year.
must be, yeah.
Touches on. But certainly good performance from Armagh at this stage, although low scoring. Emer Barry about to hit this one out.
Emer Barry, a good experienced player at this stage in nets. She was on the Division 3 team of the league a few years ago. And
Physio having a few words there was the referee down below us as well. And I don't think he's checking on his health. I think that would be fair to say. But a word of warning perhaps for the Armagh physio as Barry gets this one out. Well taken round the centre field by Kelly.
Yeah, that's the first kick out trying around the middle, so Laois did well there.
Laois did do well, and there's a foul there on
But that's an
Laura
intelligent
Marie
foul
Maher.
by Niamh Coleman to stop them getting a bit of pace up.
You'd be encouraging those.
Not now, I wouldn't, Paddy. That's a great ball out to the corner.
Lovely ball out, trying to find Nerney once again, and always a potent force, but the pass isn't good. And,
No. Once they get up here, they've just no options.
they're under pressure. Nerney come across, done the hard work, you could say, and all of a sudden they're under the cosh again. An opportunity. Magan made a great run there, but it was held back by Marley, and it was foul come in there on by Moran, and it will be a free in. And you'd expect this one to maybe be popped over the bar. Checking the ball, it appears to be not great, soft perhaps. Replacement called upon for Amy Mackin to try and drop this one over the bar. Comfortably the top scorer for Armagh in this National League campaign. Always about for a goal or two. Mackin steadies herself, strikes this one. And a bit like last week, just off the boil somewhat with a freeze. And that one goes wide again. That's a 7th wide.
Yeah, it's very unlike her, you know, but as long as you're still winning.
From an Armagh point
From an
of view,
Armagh
they'll be
point
happy
of view,
with that.
but you know what? Laois will capitalise on that in half time. I'm sure they'll talk about it. You know,
Well,
she's not on her
absolutely.
game, and you try everything you can to get your team up.
Absolutely. Ball out the near side. Collected well by Fitzpatrick. Good player, Fitzpatrick. Tries to drive through. She's been well tracked back by Ferguson. Nice ball inside. It goes to Healy, but Healy can't take control of the ball.
Didn't bounce right for her.
You could expect 1 or 2 changes from a Laois point of view at half time. There's a few players there just seem to be liberating somewhat. And you just look to see there, Fitzgerald's come way up the park from full forward. She's inside her own 45-metre line almost, trying to get possession of the ball. And when you see a full forward having to do that, they've just literally one player in their own half now.
Yeah, well, to me,
in the Armagh half, rather.
to me that indicates that they're playing to Armagh's game more so, rather than focusing on their own. And
they've been drawn into
it.
Yeah.
You know, and you can see the end product. You know, that's why they've only scored 1 point.
There's too much to have one player attacking. Okay, you can bring everybody back, but you're going to have to play a very articulate running game to do that. And if you're not fit to do that,
no, and we can kind of, as you said, Paddy, I don't think Laois are fit enough to do it. Like, they are waning here a wee bit.
They're hesitant when they do go forward, and they're always seem to be waiting on players. But there's going to be a blood sub, I think, by the looks of things. Certainly a blood injury.
Definitely the run of Catherine Marley, and she's holding her nose.
Yeah, she is. We've been helped across her, coming across this side. 28 minutes almost played in this half. A low-scoring half, but an entertaining half.
Yeah, like, okay, the ball hasn't gone over the bar much, but there's still a lot of technical play. You know, good hand passing from Laois, just no end product. Armagh great on the counter-attack, nice and fast, but they'll not be happy with their conversion rate either. Number
27 coming in there is Dervla Coleman from Clonairon, a local club, of course, in this part of the world. Out that far side, it's intercepted, and there's an opportunity, but you just look, there's absolutely no one, only one player in front. That player's Mo Nerney, and it's too much to ask of one player to try and engineer something here. Maybe they will work something out, though. It's more on the far side. Ball across, trying to find Fitzpatrick, and all of a sudden they're completely caught out now as the ball is launched forward. It's a real route one pass out the left hand side. This is good play from an Armagh point of view. Mallon's made a good run inside if it comes across her direction. McCoy does well, lays it back, intelligent play from her.
Number 27.
Credit to Laois, though, they did slow that all down.
They did, because they could have been caught very, very comfortably. There's Ferguson, takes it away again. The Ballyhagan player driving forward over the halfway line, over the 45, Arda O'Hanlon.
She'll have a go, maybe. No.
She thought about it there for a split second at least, but then laid it back once again to Coleman. Coleman tried to put it through to the substitute, the replacement there, Dervla Coleman, her sister, but it didn't work out.
No.
And immediately the referee has given the free, and that's a let-off from a Leith point of view, it has to be said. The opportunities were there, but Armagh just didn't capitalise. And as the game goes on like this, going into the final minute of normal time, you'd be happy enough from a Laois point of view to have closed them out to just a 3-point deficit.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, Armagh are shooting into the scoring end at the minute, what we would call it. So, you know, Laois will be happy enough.
At least Armagh don't appear to be playing well, but not exceptionally
clinical
well. And they're not just taking the chances. And all of a sudden it just changes. Nerney spins away. What a superb score. She does that so often. But that was a clinical finish.
Well, look, Paddy, we're saying you can't play one up front, but I mean, if they're getting that opportunity and they're taking it, rather than Armagh down the other end, they're not. You don't know what could happen.
Well, if that works out for you, you're going to take an opportunity like that and have a go. There's no doubt about that. And they're on the attack, Armagh again. But just a 2-point lead at half time. Certainly not what many expected about this one. Laois aren't a bad side, we knew that, but they're holding on and they're actually playing. The football is Mackin off sorts, hits this one and hits this one wide again.
Oh, she'll be looking half time to come here so she can reset this.
Do you know, I heard someone earlier on today, they were talking about Ronaldo been substituted or been on the bench from a Manchester United point of view. Is this a day maybe where you think, Amy, it's not working, come on off for, is that something you would do? It's a tight call, that, isn't it?
It is a tight call because, I mean, she's always around the edge of the square there and
Absolutely.
She's always dangerous.
Marley and Mackin is in there. Marley goes to the score and Marley hits
Neve Reel,
it.
I think it was.
Neve Reel, 9 wides.
Paddy, it's a really interesting question you asked that there, because never in my head would I contemplate taking Amy Mackin off, and when you think about it, every player sometimes needs that maybe mind rest or physical rest, or the fact that they need to compete for their place.
Well, there's half time and it's only 4 points to 2, and it's not going to plan as clear cut perhaps as we would have expected from a Armagh point of view.
And I suppose you got to give Laois credit for that. They've obviously done their homework. They're trying to close them, bottle them in. They're forcing Armagh to make mistakes.
Well, it's half time here in the Lidl Ladies National Football League at the Boxit Athletic Grounds. And it's Armagh 4 points, Laois 2 points. We'll take a wee break and be back very, very shortly here at the Athletic Grounds.
We were told the game was over before we'd even started. We were told our bodies weren't made for it. It wasn't our time to play. We played anyway. And together we played like there was no tomorrow. And they told us that was fine. You can play. You're good enough. And thought that was good enough for us. It wasn't. We are relentless. The game isn't over until we say it's over. Until we get everything we've given everything for. Until we level the playing field.
Lidl, proud supporters of ladies Gaelic football.
Welcome back to the box at Athletic Grounds in Armagh. The sun's starting to set on what's been a good day so far for Armagh. The hurlers recorded a victory early on, but the ladies are leading 4 points to 2. But as Kiva Morgan joins us this afternoon and Laois are out in the park, it's not a convincing performance for Armagh, despite the fact they've enjoyed plenty of ball and they've been definitely the better team.
Yeah, they have, but I mean, still the scoreboard tells a tale at the end of the day, and they're just missing that bit of punch. Okay, Amy Mackin's not on form, but that's going to happen. I know maybe the last couple of games she hasn't been, but still that is going to happen. So you need other players to stand up there, and it just seems a wee bit laboured. Looking at the bench there, there's a couple of players maybe that could add a wee bit of punch. Blahin Mackin and Niamh Marley. There's players there maybe that could bring a wee bit of intensity. I'm just not sure what's missing for Armagh right now.
Well, the youngsters are just off the park there. Great display of young football, many games.
Yeah, very well organised here at the Athletic Grounds. It's lovely to see. It brings in the crowd, brings in families. It's special for people.
Absolutely, no doubt about that. And looking around there, don't see any changes from a Laois point of view just yet. They sort of come out of non-star mass still to come out onto the park. Nine's person away, hunting them down.
Yeah, I think Rory Grimes doing a bit of a fitness test on one of the Armagh players here.
Right, he's obviously making a few, contemplating the change. That is the number 21 there, Maeve Lennon. So whether she's going to be introduced or not, we'll wait to see.
Yeah, good player, received in the school's All-Star there not so long ago, Paddy, didn't she?
She's out on the park there anyway, as if she's going to start by the looks of things. So she's coming in. And still no word of Armagh just yet. I'm just going to remark, you have a great crowd, on a Sunday evening. It's 4 o'clock throwing, but the stand isn't packed, but it's certainly far from empty.
Definitely, it's a great testament.
3/4 full, half full maybe.
Fantastic. You know what's great to look around here? I see so many ex-Armagh ladies players as well, so it's lovely to see them coming out to support.
And how difficult is it, Kiva, to keep ex-players involved? It is. It seems to be an issue everywhere, doesn't it?
It is, because you give up so much of your time and it becomes your life, and then when you get a wee bit of time to yourself and there's people wanting bits and pieces of you, it's very hard.
Well, Amy Mackin leads her side back out, and young lad down there touching hands with some of the players as they come out, which is a lovely touch now, of course, as well. Looking to see is there any changes. Certainly, as we said, there is a change there by the looks of things for Maeve Lennon coming in. I don't see who's missing. Is it Emily Druys?
Aoife McCoy.
Aoife McCoy, is it?
Yeah.
Just looking at there. Oh, no, she's there. Well, she's there. She's on the half forward line.
Okay.
Maybe Emily Druce, perhaps. Well, wait to see.
And there's Emily Druce.
Oh, Emily Druce there on this side. So we'll have to wait and see then. We'll have to wait and see. Been no announcement just yet anyway, but it's picked up by Moran. The Laois side very much in. If we can get a score here, there'll be a point between the sides. Lays the ball back to Galvin. Galvin to Maher. Maher out that far side. That's a looping pass.
Half-time substitution on the Armagh team.
Niamh Reel, is it?
Number 21, Maeve Lennon, as replaced number 28.
It was a real strong battle between the two.
Really, yep, just been withdrawn there. And there's plenty of movement.
But it's kind of around the D, a lot of movement.
I'm just looking there, there's nobody inside, only the full forward now at this stage. Fitzgerald. Mo Nerney's going to take it short. Good direction from her. Picks out Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald had nowhere else to go, only turn and shoot, and that's a great score. She thought about the return pass, a quick return pass to Mo Nerney. It wasn't on, but she went ahead and popped it over the bar herself. Point between them. Yeah,
but what's scary there is Laois had a lot of time to make a couple of indecisive moves, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Challenge comes in, the referee looking at the notebook. He's going to take note of the challenge. The free's already taken, and Clodagh McCambridge there shipped a hefty enough wee knock there, but seems to be okay as Armagh go on the attack here once again. Kenny on that far side.
Oh,
Challenge comes in, and that's a heavy hit for sure.
very high challenge from Catherine Morley there.
The referee's digging into the notebook again there. Looking across at the lanes person on the far side, and this could be a card. The challenge did come in. It is going to be a card. I'm just waiting to see who it is. It's not far from her for her distance.
Yeah, I think
It's at number 17 there, Sinead Farley, who has been yellow carded, and that'll be a setback for them because they have been hesitant at times, but now they're down a player as well.
yeah, especially to get that score after the half time. You know, they would have thought they were building quite nicely there, but it was a fair yellow card.
Absolutely, is a high enough challenge now, and free coming in from Amy Mackin.
Wide.
And wide again. She's not the shooting boots on today, that is for sure. That's 10 wides that Armagh have hit in this encounter. They could be home and hosed.
Yeah, look, you know.
And that goal chance, of course, that Amy Mackin had as well. So it's one of those afternoons where just things aren't ticking. Shane McCormick will not be happy with that. There's no doubt about that. Ball out the far side, picked up by Maher. Maher's pass inside to Fitzpatrick. This is good movement. This is best movement they've had in this encounter. Is that an equalising score? It's a high ball in, but it's not going to make the target. And then eventually does go wide. It was high and hopeful more than anything else, but didn't find the direction. But there's more movement from them.
Definitely more movement and more confidence. You know, it was quite narrow down that side, and they managed to get the ball up to what would have been considered a scoring opportunity.
And, well, they'll be happy enough with that, that's for sure. From an Armagh point of view, to hold back the challenge.
Yep.
Now the ball is on that far side once again with O'Hanlon. O'Hanlon looks up to see his options on, tries to put it through to McConville. This is good. McConville there, the Cross McGlen player, lays it back once again. And now Armagh's a wee bit hesitant going forward.
There's an awful lot of Laois players in there.
O'Hanlon's ball inside, an opportunity, a goal opportunity. Shot comes in, it's into the hands of the goalkeeper from Lavery, and a good effort from her. Good ball through the centre. It opened them up completely, but the veteran goalkeeper Emer Barry was there for the challenge and done well.
She did do very well there.
And immediately then they try and turn defence into attack. As you said, Kiva, these are the scoring goals to the right hand side as we look out the town end, I suppose, or the road end. And it certainly, the referee's given the free as well, and there's an opportunity for them to get really back into this game.
Yeah, it really is, yeah.
Especially with a player down, they're taking, Armagh aren't just taking advantage yet.
No, and it's been said so many times, Paddy, sometimes the team that go the player down psychologically, they up their game.
Absolutely, Nerney. Nice ball inside. Return pass. Jinks away from the marker. This is good. Another marker. Ball over the top, but there's no one there. But the hard work was done.
Yeah, she jinked in really nicely.
The hard work was already done, but yet she didn't clear her line, or didn't get the pass over the top, and Armagh were fit to clear their lines. And Kenny's made a good run through the centre here as well, but Armagh will work the ball through the hands once again. This is promising. McCoy, long ball then from Mackin into the corner, trying to get Mallon away, and Mallon was fouled, and a chance for Armagh now to just pull themselves clear.
Yeah.
Give themselves a 2-point cushion.
Look, the fact that Amy Mackin is coming out and around the middle so much, is that tiring her out? Is that giving her less legs to be able to put these frees over? I don't know. Maybe they should look at maybe Caroline O'Hanlon taking the frees or Kelly Mallon taking the frees. You got to change something when it's not working.
Kelly's taking this one anyway with almost 6 minutes gone in the second half on a sunny February weekend. Mallon, and it's, Gary owned it really into the air and didn't have any direction on that whatsoever. Do you think Armagh's a wee bit rattled here?
Yeah.
Is that what it looks like? Because it just looks a wee bit off.
Yeah, look, there's so much hype about Armagh should be out of Division 2 and, they're such a great team, and they are, but, you still have to get out of it. You still have to produce the goods, and it's hard on a team that, have that expectation on them.
And this is a game perhaps that you would have expected them to come out of with a bit more comfort, and that's no disrespect to Laois. It's just the way the form has been this year.
Yeah.
O'Hanlon drinks away from the marker, tries to get away from the marker, lays the ball back inside to Lavery. Lavery takes control of the ball, gets it back to O'Hanlon. O'Hanlon just jumps in as she does, tries to get the ball inside, takes the return pass, comes back out again. The ball goes the whole way back then to Kelly Mallon, who's almost on the 45-metre line. Lays it inside. Not a great pass from her. Back to O'Hanlon to start all over again. O'Hanlon now out this left-hand side to
Maeve Lennon.
Lennon, it is, the second half substitute. She goes for the shot and she gets the point. Good score. They needed that one.
Yeah, they really did. And I suppose the innocence of youth, go for that shot. You can only play around with it for so long.
Derry News player doing well. Just introduced at half time for Sinead Reel. Or Niamh Reel, rather. Sinead.
Long time since Sinead
It's a
played.
long time since Sinead played, that's for sure. But still, what a stalwart she is here of Armagh. She's the driving force behind so many things.
Yeah, definitely.
Ball across to Maher. Trying to thought about maybe taking on players, but it's a wayward pass, and that wee burst of inspiration they had in the opening 4 minutes or so, they just haven't taken advantage of it. And Armagh have players back now quickly, and they will try and work the ball out again. That's more promising as Louise Kenny takes it away, gets it forward to
Eve Lavery's made a great run here.
Hanlon out this left hand side. Intelligent play from the young player. Just kept in
She did
play.
really well to keep that in. That's her soccer skills there.
No doubt about that. Amy Mackett, she's fouled. The referee lets the play continue. She goes for the shot. This time it's going to drop short. An opportunity, a goal opportunity. The in-rushing player is McCoy at the far side. And it's blocked down, and that was a goal chance if there ever was one. The referee's going to have a look though.
Oh my God, how frantic was that?
That was hectic. The referee's going to have a word with the umpires in behind the goals there.
Yeah, I think it was Catherine Marley
It
on
was
the
Marley.
the
It
post.
was in the end up at the near post, the right hand post. The referee is giving a free out, I think, by the looks of things. But an opportunity.
Yeah.
It opened up so much there for players.
When you feel if Armagh had got the goal there, it would have totally changed the game.
Yeah, as it stands, it's 5 points to 3. This is a remarkably low scoring encounter.
It is, yeah. Look, I agree with you, Paddy. I think Armagh are a little bit rattled here.
It's a day, perhaps, you just want to get over the line and then regroup. Perhaps we break, of course, the league next week.
But look, it is good for Armagh to play a game like this because you don't want to get through every game, easily.
Absolutely, but this is a surprise to the system, perhaps. But there's still a long way to go as Druce comes forward. But Conville on that far side doing well, gets the ball back again. Long range effort from Mackin. And that's a fine score. That's more like it.
Yeah, that'll settle her a little bit now. She'll really have wanted to get that out of her system.
But that's a good score, in any man's language, in any day.
Of course.
Even a day when she isn't going well. But certainly on a day when she is not hitting on all cylinders, she's picked up a knock there now as well, and that's a bit of a worry from an Armagh point of view. 2 players down injured. Each player as well. That's the number 6 there, Ellen Healy, who's picked up a knock as well. 2 of them came together.
There's no doubt both sets of players will be sore tomorrow. It has been quite a hard-hitting game.
Just looking there as well at the number 17 there, that is Sinead Farley. She went off 3 minutes in, and she'll be due to come in now in 2 minutes again because it's been more or less the full playing time. Almost there's been very little in the way of stoppages, that's for sure.
And to be fair, with a sin bin, Laois have done all right.
They have done well. They conceded 2 points, but that's still, and they had a couple of chances themselves, but they haven't taken them. And they're about to maybe introduce a substitute or 2 as well. A couple of players warming up down below us. Mackin has been consulted by the referee over there, and the referee's taking note. Now, there was a coming together. The referee is explaining to Amy Mackin, and Mackin could be off here for 10 minutes. She is on 11 and a bit minutes here, and that's a bit of a setback. If there was a setback today, that's a strange one. There must have been a coming together. We were watching the play go out.
Look, it was a hard head in for the ball, but unless she had been on ticks before, I don't know.
Well, maybe she was. It was the game earlier on today where there was one player. She must have been very lucky to stay on. There was a lot of ticks.
I've seen it before for persistent fouling, but I don't think it deserved it for that challenge.
That's a strange one. We'll wait to see. Of course, the referee's report is final.
I see there's Blaheen Mackin warming up now.
Yeah, we were wondering where she was because a game like this would have suited her.
Yeah.
A running game for sure. And Laois They're certainly rattling Armagh here on their own soil here at the Boxing Athletic Grounds. Ball through the centre. It's going to be picked up though by Lavery, and the referee gives a free against the Armagh player, and it will be a free in here. That's how they engineer this one. Both sides are down to 14 players for the time being, but it's only a matter of time now before Farley comes back in. Back it comes to Maher. Maher with a touch across to Nerney. Nerney to Nerney. Breaking forward. It's actually Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick after though is a drop short, and here it goes on the far side to Catherine Marley. And immediately Armagh tried to inject a wee bit of pace into things. Their ex-marksman unavailable for the 10-minute spell. Ball through.
That was a very...
And well, to be fair there to Maeve Lennon, she was going for it anyway, and it went over everyone's head and out the far side it goes.
Poor by Emily Drewster, I mean, because she had loads of ground, she could have added up.
Laois with the ball on the far side, through the centre they go. And there seems to be a wee bit more about Laois in this second half, certainly, than there was in the first half, and they're holding on to even the loose ball that they were losing. They're managing to hold on to it. The pass isn't a good one though.
No, they can't be putting the ball in there with 3 Armagh players. Like, that's just hoping.
That is really hitting hope and hope for the best, but it's not working at this stage. It didn't work in the first half, and I don't think it's going to change. O'Hanlon lays the ball out that far side to Druce once again, and Armagh always just have that advantage, 2 points advantage.
Yeah, but Laois are very quick to close them down. You know,
it was an improved Laois performance. Yeah. And look at the ball. If it goes away, I thought it was going to go through the centre there. It seemed to be coming that direction, but the wrong choice. And you can see that the disappointment in the coaches down below is they're not happy.
Yeah, well, they worked hard to get that ball and then give it away.
Nice. Ferguson out this left-hand side. Lavery inside, trying to get away from the marker to McCoy. McCoy out to Mallon. Mallon jinks away, leaves 3 players in her wake. Mallon still has possession of the ball. It will come back out again to Ferguson. Ferguson won't go for the shot. She'll try and engineer something. The ball almost goes over the halfway line once again and picked up by O'Hanlon. Marking her return to county colours this afternoon. O'Hanlon, that steady ship as she always is, through the centre for Armagh. Key component over the success of the past few years. Ball out that far side, picked up by Catherine Marley. And then it's all just slowed down somewhat from an Armagh point of view. I don't think they want to panic with the fact that Mackin maybe is off. They're not trying to risk anything here.
Yeah, well, look, they'll be happy enough to slow it down, but at least forcing them to do that. Great
ball from Kenny out to the left-hand side to Ferguson. Ferguson jinking inside. Ferguson closing in. Ferguson's shot is over the bar, and that's an excellent score from Grace Ferguson.
Yeah, it shows great versatility, you know, a defender that can shoot as well.
That's one of the scores of the day.
Yeah, and Armagh needed that.
7 points to 3. It is. And the ball out that far side once again. And that just opens that gap, just leaves them more comfortable as the time ticks on into the final quarter of this game. And Laois back to a full complement. Challenge comes in, and the referee gives a free out to Armagh.
Yeah, Lauren McConville got
it was,
the knees in the back there.
And it looks like Mackin. It is Blahin Mackin due to start this game. Coming in. O'Hanlon was a late replacement for her. And now they're going to wait in that substitution just in case, shall we say.
Yes.
It's a bad knock on McConville, the Cross-McLean player. She's had a good year so far in the league.
Yeah, she has. She's a solid player. She's very tenacious. And for her height, she doesn't let it hamper her one bit.
And those players that we met and seen against Cavan on the opening day of the league up there in a colder afternoon, shall we say, up in rural Cavan, the young players that come in that day, they've settled in well.
They have, yeah. The likes of Emily Druce there.
Yeah.
You know, even there's Maeve Lennon, you know.
Louise Kenny.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've all done pretty well. And McConville, she's back up on her feet. Armagh players taking water on board, and they're trying to get Blahin Mackin in here for the remainder of this contest. The referee just holding the things back, and it is Emily Druce who's been withdrawn. She's had a good afternoon. She played well.
She has
She's worked hard.
Yeah, that roll is such a hard running roll up and down the pitch. She does it so well.
Substitutions on both teams.
And you either can do it well or there's no point in doing it, and that's Armagh have been good at doing it.
Yeah, look, they've practiced this over a number of years now. You know, they're 10 and 12 are the workers. Emily Druce, great girl. You know, she's studying medicine, playing for Queen's this week. You know, she has a lot on, you know, and very dedicated girl.
Schaefer Havel coming in there as well for Laura Nerney. Ball out the far side to Blahin Mack, and a first touch for her this afternoon. Ball comes across to O'Hanlon. O'Hanlon, well, she just launches it route one, really. That's what she done with it. That's well taken in there at the back, and that's good defending. Very
good defending, to be confident under the high ball, you know what I mean. Armagh maybe have to think about not launching it in route one.
Goes to the goalkeeper there, Emer Barry, to take a touch. And you just find, you think if Laois could get a goal here, it could certainly change the complexion of this game, but a goal for Armagh would more or less kill it. That's the sort of game it is this afternoon. It's picked up by Lawler.
She just gave that ball away.
Poor pass from Lawler, and it's easily coughed up, and those unenforced errors causing Laois problems again, as they did in the first half, as the sun sets behind the hill on the far side on what's been a decent Sunday afternoon, and the last Sunday in February.
Yeah.
And Armagh, well, they have to defend here once again as Laois get possession of the ball, and it seemed to have players over. As a nice ball through to Galvin. Eva Galvin, was intercepted by the tough McConville, runs into the challenge and gets the ball away, but that's good play from McConville. She so often does. And look at the run from Lavery down this near side as well.
She covers some ground up and down that wing.
She's tracking up and down non-stop in this encounter, as is Kenny, who's joining her now as well. And McCoy, she's all over the park too. Nice ball inside, picked up by Blahan Mackin. The white Under Armour under the orange jersey to McCoy. McCoy to Kenny out this near side. Jinks away from the marker, gives it inside to McCoy again. It's opening up. McCoy thought about the shot, thought about the pass, and then was in two minds. Eventually gets the shot away and hits it wide. She was just hesitant herself. Too many decisions to make.
Yeah, look, you know, when that happens, you know, and you don't know what to do, it's a difficult one. I mean, she had options again, but then she got a wee push as well, so probably put her off her stride.
The referee explaining to Kelly Mallon, the captain of this Armagh side. Ball isn't a good one to Amy Kelly, and still work for her to do to try and work the ball out to far light. And Armagh being closed down, or Laois being closed down, but they are getting the ball out now with Anna Healy on that far side. But it needs to be a good pass, it needs to be a direct pass. Back it comes to Kelly. Good run here through the centre from Fitzgerald as well, or from Maher rather. Good run, Maher out this far side, but it's too much, too strong, and goes wide. And just goes to the final ball's killing them.
It's the final ball. Look, the good strong hand passers to the ball, but then I suppose Armagh are in the right positions to try and cut it out.
Well, lit throw-in for this one this afternoon at the Box at Athletic Grounds. Earlier on this afternoon, victories for Armagh hurlers and the National Hurling League here, and that attracted a good crowd as well. It's great to see a big crowd. It's a poor kick out, the ball inside. It's going to be Mo Nerney closing in on goal. They need the goal. Mo Nerney drops the ball, gets a shot away. Well saved by Carr. She just spread herself big and got the touch on it, but that was a goal chance. Mo Nerney hesitated a wee bit. She'd lost control of the ball, but still got the shot away.
Yeah, look, I mean, that was great defending by Armagh. Grace Ferguson did really, really well to push her on out to that left-hand side, but Anna Carr, so safe, so solid.
And even when she looked beaten there, she managed to get her body in the way, and that was a good save. But now...
Yeah, but look, this is an attack here from Laois that could be dangerous as well.
Laois looking good. Mo Nerney has possession of the ball. Fitzgerald up there giving a hand as well as she often does. Fitzpatrick there too. Back with Maher. Maher steadies herself, tries to thread the ball through the centre. Does get a touch on it, but again the defence equal to the challenge. Good bit of play there once again from McCambridge. And they get it down to McCoy. And look at the run from Lavery through the centre as well. McCoy just bursting through. She's been tracked back the whole way, but McCoy continues to run. Takes the ball out wide left. Back it comes again into the mix. Lavery in there supporting. Back to O'Hanlon.
Yeah, they've options to switch the play here.
And that's just what they've done. They've put it across that right-hand side. Sparsely attended on that far side. Everybody's sitting in the sunshine here. Marley back to McConville. McConville, they're steady and things are just slow and steady. They're not panicking because obviously you can see Amy Mackin about to come back into the fray here once again. They'll be delighted to see her back on for the closing minutes of this one. Back to O'Hanlon. O'Hanlon with Ferguson there giving a hand. O'Hanlon goes to ground. The challenge comes over the top of O'Hanlon. And it all depends what way the referee sees that, but I think it was just the player was committed.
I don't think there was intent
the Laois player was committed just to the challenge.
Yeah.
And that was,
but the way he's been playing it could be a card.
Yeah, Hennessy just came across and there was little she could do. The number 8 coming in there now is Aoife Curran.
Yeah.
Curran coming in for the number 18 there for Lawler.
I have to say, Grania Lawler did really, really well to make up the pace when Aoife McCoy went for that straight run.
And there's Amy Mackin back in the fray here once again as well. And perhaps her first task will be a free, but I think it'll be Kelly Mallon, I'm sure, going to take this one. It is. Despite its low score, it's still been a good game.
Yeah, look, I find it entertaining.
It's an entertaining game, yeah, certainly. And hello to all our viewers down the country and anybody watching around the world this afternoon. This is the Lidl Ladies National Football League Round 5 clash. Kelly Mallon hits this one. Kelly Mallon's out of sorts this afternoon, certainly with a freeze. Ball kept and playing. It comes to the post. I don't think she meant to do that with a free, but it went up in the air and was touched onto the post. And that was another goal chance. There's 3 clear-cut goal chances they've had. Laois have had 1. And neither team have taken advantage.
Yeah, look, Kelly will be disappointed she didn't put the free over in the first instant, but...
Well, there you go. And exciting stuff. But Kelly Mallon's free went skyward like the first free she took. And
it's got very ferocious here.
It's almost lit the blue touch paper really for the closing stages. We have about 7 or 8 minutes to go in this one. Kind of a wee bit of additional time. Ball out the far side to Healy.
Well done, McConville.
But it's well done to McConville again. Gets it to Mac and her first touch back in the park again. The supporters urging her to go forward once again. Trying to get away from the marker. She's angry with the challenge and gets a free for her trouble. Just on the halfway line. 7 points to 3:25 minutes almost played here in the second half at the athletic grounds. Ball to McConville. Takes possession of the ball and lays it off once again. No panic, no energy being wasted from O'Hanlon. Lays it back to McConville again. McConville taking a touch, looking round. Ferguson out to give support to O'Hanlon. Kenny's made a good run as well. So too McCoy. Ferguson continues to run, gets it to McCoy. McCoy tries to get away from the marker, just jinks the ball over the top. Goal chance from Laverty, and the ball's flashed over the bar. And you'd think that may just ease them on over the line here.
Yeah, look, that's a wee insurance point there. And look, I know people might have said go for the goal, but I think the safety point is a better option there.
You went for the goal?
I would have, yeah.
You're Sinead Railbury scoring a goal?
If I'd gotten in that position, people would have been saying, what's wrong with Armagh?
Oh, no, that's it. But you're...
But
it's all changed now, hasn't it?
100%, Paddy. That's what I was going to say. You know, I mean, you need to be able to play everywhere. You need to be able to know what the game plan is for every single position. It's the versatility, the concentration. You know, there's an awful lot more to it.
Yeah, it's not a case of I'm putting on number 4 and that's the way it is.
Exactly, yeah.
It doesn't work like that anymore.
But I have to say, you know, the brand of football that ladies are playing now, it's entertaining to watch. You know, I know a lot of people give off about the men's low-scoring games, and this is where it differs, I think, in the ladies. A lot more skillful, a lot more variety in their play.
Just going to check all our scores here this afternoon, of course, as well. There's been a lot of games on today in the Little Ladies National Football League. We'll check on some of those for you at some stage.
That is some dig of the ball there.
That ball is a fine score.
Yeah, that's Aaron Fitzpatrick.
It just keeps them in touch.
It does, yeah.
Less than 5 minutes to go, but you'd expect Armagh to see this one out.
Yeah, you would.
But still, long way to go in ladies football anyway, that's for sure. And they're on the attack here again.
Great tackle
away from the marker. Good bit of
great tackle by Kate Toe there.
Yeah, good bit of defending again, and they are so assured at times. There's no doubt about that. And all of a sudden, Armagh just see light at the end of the tunnel in terms of this one. Going to try and push on. Kenny out this near side. I'm looking to see if there's any more scores. I don't see any at all today, above all days. But I do know Tyrone beat Laois in Division 2 this afternoon. And we'll check a couple of others for you as well. But Armagh just... they'll hardly run down the clock. There's still a long way to go in this game in terms of ladies football anyway, that's for sure. But as we said earlier on, a hugely entertaining game. If you were to pick a player of the match, did anyone jump out at you?
God, that's a hard one, Paddy. You know what? Lauren McConville has been very, very good in this second half. Mostly, you know, when things were touch and go, she was getting good tackles in, getting balls where maybe, you know, other people wouldn't have got them. Well, Erin Fitzpatrick has been excellent. You know, Mo Nerney, Laura Maher.
Referee is Rumsh is a change. It is
Megan McCann, I think.
Number 23. Megan McCann came on last week against Tyrone. Good performance from her last week, and she did come off the bench as well, coming in for Laois, who's given a lot this evening as well.
She has worked her socks off today, up and down that line.
And Mackin's effort's a short one.
Catherine Marley getting a bit...
Been turned in there, and again, still has possession of the ball, and the referee gives a free kick, and this is a scoring chance for sure.
Yeah, if I was Alicia, I'd be getting people on the line there.
Well, that would just end the game completely, wouldn't it? 4 points between them, 2 minutes of normal time to go.
Substitution on the Armagh team. Number 3, number 23, Megan.
And from an Amy Mackin point of view, she'll just want to pop this one over the bar. On an afternoon, it hasn't been kinder.
No, it hasn't. I mean, she'll learn a lot from today. And I mean, like, no matter how good you are, there's always learning points within your game, and, you know, psychologically how you pick yourself up from a game like this. And she'll have to work on things like that.
Ball out that far side. There's still time, but limited time at this stage. And Laois will go away from here knowing that they've 2 games left in the league. They'll want to get something out of those 2 remaining games, but it's not going to be easy.
No, and I mean, Armagh still have Westmeath and Tipperary to play, and you know, there'll be no easy games either.
The Tipperary one could be a league decider, really.
Yes.
Couldn't a promotion decider. No doubt about that, or a league final decider, the way it's going. But a run in there from the number 12 Fitzpatrick, and the referee's allowed that one go.
Well, here, Lauren McConville got some shoulder on the way through there. I'm surprised he let that go.
She rode the challenge there, and Fitzpatrick popped that one over the bar. A couple of scores from her this afternoon, but I think Carrie O'Hanlon felt that one.
Number 20, Brian Moran. For number 10, Eva Calvin.
Replacement for Laois is Grania Moran coming in for the number 10, Calvin.
Laois have done well here, sitting in the spaces for these kickouts.
You know, you'd take, if you were Laois management, despite the ball that they have coughed up, they've still done reasonably well.
Yeah, they really have, yeah. They'll take charging.
Oh, challenge comes in, all the way free here. And the referee, is he going to hop the ball? He's going to get the book out here once again to Ronnie Fitzpatrick. He's calling her over. He's calling the number 3 over. That's Clodagh Dunn. Or is it Ronnie Fitzpatrick? He's having a note. There's 3 players around him, but it's Fitzpatrick who's going to yell a card by the looks of things. So closing the minutes, and she has been an influential player, as you just said there.
She has, yeah.
She's pleading her innocence, but it's not going to count, and that's the end of her afternoon. And the referee will hop the ball. That was a chance for them.
It was a chance, and at times like that, you've really got to keep your cool, you know. You play on the edge, but you have got to contribute to your team in a positive way, and she'll be annoyed with that because that was a silly thing to do.
Yeah, it was, and it was her own doing.
You know, and she's a great player, you know, but sometimes your emotions can get too high.
But wanted to move it quickly.
Yeah,
I think that was the case, wasn't it? Just wanted to get it going again, and well, it didn't work out. Ball hopped by the referee. They have a chance here.
They do.
Ball out the challenge comes in, another physical challenge comes in. The referee lets the play go and calls it back.
Yeah, Blahin will get called back here as well because that was silly too.
Yeah, she pulled her away. The referee wants the play to continue though. He's scribbling down his notebook. The play goes on around him. Ball in through the middle. It's a loose pass, so it's well taken by Healy. She done well. under pressure, but they can't take control of the ball, and Armagh want to turn it over once again. That's be a hot ball by the looks of it. The referee gives the free out to Armagh. We're in the injury time.
They're all fighting to the death here. You know, you'd think it was a game where there's 1 point in it. You know,
it was a championship final, wouldn't you? But that's
it's good.
Absolutely good quality football.
Amy Mackins took off up here, up the left-hand side of the pitch.
Looking for a final flourish in this one, but they are still well in control, despite the scoreline. There was a chance there for a brief time that you thought maybe they would get a goal or something, Laois, but they just couldn't work the ball up. Both sides have a goal chances. Goalkeepers have been busy, but
I think Armagh are happy to just control it out here.
I think they just want to see it out in these closing stages. By the looks of things, ball back inside there to McCambridge. To the Ferguson. Good afternoon once again from her. Kenny's never stopped running, I have to say. I'm very impressed with this Armagh running game that they do, and it's been very, very good. Ball inside. An opportunity for Mackin from the left, and that is Amy Mackin at her best. 5 between the sides. And a late substitution coming in there. That is Maeve Ferguson, Grace's sister, coming in for Kenny. Shane McCormick shaking hands with her there. She come off, and McCormick, well, an unbeaten record. And can they go the whole way in this league campaign unbeaten? That's the question, Keith, isn't it?
Yeah, it is the question. I suppose that's what everybody's, asking, and they have a lot of expectation on their shoulders, I suppose.
No doubt about that. The ball picked up by Maher, and the referee doesn't even play that much additional time. In the end, it looks good in the scoreboard. 10 points to 5. 5-point victory. Could have been a bit closer.
It could have been a bit closer, yeah. And I felt, there was opportunities that Laois missed. But at the end of the day, I always still kind of felt Armagh were in control.
Laois were always holding under the game. Armagh were always in control, but Laois were always just hanging in there.
Yeah, definitely there. And they were physically strong, and they'll take a lot of heart from this. They were able to mix it with Armagh, and suppose having the favourite tags, they'll see themselves as being able to compete in this league. Yeah, absolutely. Promotion may be beyond them, but they're still competing, and that is a big factor in this one. Well, that's it from the Boxit Athletic Grounds in Armagh. The sun sets over the hill. Sun sets on another Sunday in the Lidl National Football League. Round 5, and it's a victory for Armagh, 10 points to 5. Thanks to James, thanks to Jamie and all the boys in the studio as well. Thanks to you, Kiva, for joining us this afternoon. And thank you very much for joining us here for this late coverage. We're back again with live exclusive coverage of the Lidl National Football League here on our website in the coming weeks. So please join us. 2 final rounds to come in the league before we switch attentions to the championship. But for now, it's Slan from the Boxit Athletic Grounds.
We were told the game was over before we'd even started. We were told our bodies weren't made for it. It wasn't our time to play. We played anyway. And together we played like there was no tomorrow. And they told us that was fine. You can play. You're good enough. And thought that was good enough for us. It wasn't. We are relentless. The game isn't over until we say it's over. Until we get everything we've given everything for. Until we level the playing field.
Lidl, proud supporters of ladies Gaelic football.